What if the biggest mystery of your life was hidden within you, that feeling of always stumbling over the same stones? What is it trying to show you about who you truly are? We often get trapped in patterns that make us question our own worth, doubting the inherent goodness residing within. Do you remember that feeling of not being enough, of something missing, even when everything seems to be in its place? That inner voice at times echoes doubts that distort your perception of the love you deserve, and more importantly, the love you already possess for yourself. Think with me. What are the signs, the tiny daily clues that you ignore about how much you truly care for, protect, and forgive yourself? Have you noticed how, even in the most challenging moments, there's an inner strength that propels you forward? This resilience doesn't spring from nothing. It's a profound manifestation of your own affection. How many times have you gotten back up after a fall, even when you wanted to stay on the ground? This ability to rise again is a silent gesture of self-love, a declaration that you care about your journey, your well-being, your evolution, every step you take towards your fullness. But why is it so hard to recognize this truth? Why does doubt settle in so easily, obscuring the light of self-love? It's because, often, we wait for external validation to confirm what should already be an internal certainty. We seek in others' reflections the image we can't or don't want to see in ourselves. Society, past experiences, internal and external criticism, all of this can shape a distorted perception, causing you to minimize the importance of your own gestures of affection and self-care. The culture of performance, of incessant comparison, reinforces the idea that you're only worthy of love if you meet certain standards, if you're productive, if you're successful. But who defines these terms except the external gaze? This constant pressure suffocates the inner voice that reminds you of your unconditional worth. Imagine for a moment the journey of your life so far. Think of the decisions you've made, the challenges you've overcome, the times you've reinvented yourself. In each of these moments, even if you didn't realize it at the time, there was a driving force, an underlying intention to seek your well-being, to protect yourself, to evolve. This intention is the foundation of your self-love, proof that deep down, you've always wanted the best for yourself. It's not a loud or obvious love, demanding applause or validation, but a silent and persistent love, manifesting in every attempt at growth, in every act of self-preservation, in every moment you choose your own integrity, even if it means going against the tide. Have you ever wondered why you insist on learning, on developing, on seeking new perspectives? This thirst for knowledge, for improvement, isn't just curiosity. It's an investment in yourself, a vote of confidence in your own ability to be more and better. Every book you read, every course you take, every deep reflection you allow yourself is a gesture of affection and a tacit acknowledgement of your potential, an affirmation that you believe in your own capacity for expansion. It's the mind unconsciously stating, "You're worth it. You deserve more." It's not the ego screaming for recognition, but your essence seeking fulfillment, a gesture of unconditional love that you offer yourself day after day. Think of the times you've forgiven yourself, not for major mistakes, but for small flaws, for unmet expectations, for moments of weakness, for slips only you noticed. This act of forgiveness, often underestimated, is a fundamental pillar of self-love. It's the capacity to gaze upon your imperfections with compassion, to accept your inherent humanity and fallibility, to acknowledge your mistakes, and to allow yourself to move forward unburdened by guilt, unshackled from self-condemnation. If you didn't cherish yourself, why would you bother forgiving yourself? This is one of the purest gestures of profound self-regard, proof that your inner kindness extends to yourself, not just to others. Consider those moments when you allowed yourself to rest, to pause, to replenish your energy, even when productivity roared its dominant voice. That attentive listening to your needs, that permission to be less and simply be, is an act of love. It's your inner wisdom whispering that you deserve care, that you're not a machine, that your well-being is paramount. And even when you ignore these signals for a time, the need to reconnect with your body and mind returns, persistent, a reminder that you care about your own health and equilibrium. This insistent urging from your body and mind to seek well-being is the soft murmur of self-love. Self-criticism at times is so overwhelming it blinds us to the beauty and strength we carry within. But even within that harshness, a faint thread of love persists. Why do you care so much about being better, doing right, and not disappointing? Because you care. This concern, though distorted by self-criticism, is rooted in a desire to be good, to be worthy. The challenge lies in transforming that criticism into a gentle encouragement, an ally that propels you forward instead of a tormentor that paralyzes you. When you strive for this transformation, you are actively nurturing your self-love, allowing your inner light to shine upon the shadows of self-criticism. What do these recurring patterns in your life reveal about what lies hidden beneath the surface? There's a call for you to connect with the truth residing within. Leave a comment, sharing the first image or feeling that came to mind with this question. Or, if you prefer, what single word emerges when you consider what your mind conceals? Comment below. Have you ever paused to consider the masks we wear daily? Not the carnival kind or those bought in shops, but the invisible ones, carefully molded, that sometimes become so ingrained we forget who we truly are beneath them. They're constructed to fit in, to please, to shield us from judgment and disapproval. This process of building adapted selves, though often unconscious and well-intentioned, is an attempt to navigate the world, to avoid the pain of rejection, to chase acceptance at all costs. Yet in doing so, you may disconnect from your purest essence, that authentic you who wants you well, who knows you profoundly in all your complexities, and who loves you unconditionally. Think of situations where you acted in a way that didn't feel like you, that didn't resonate with your inner truth, merely to meet the expectations of others, be it your family, your friends, your workplace, or society at large. This disconnect, while seemingly a form of self-protection or peaceful coexistence, is in reality a distancing from your own center of gravity, your deepest truth. The price of wearing these masks is immense and silent, a persistent feeling of emptiness, of inauthenticity, and the nagging doubt of whether you are loved for who you truly are, not just for the role you play, the image you project to the world. Carl Jung teaches us that the persona, this social mask, is indeed necessary to interact with the world, to live in society, to present oneself functionally and appropriately in different contexts and situations. The danger arises when you fully identify with the mask, when it melts into your face so completely that you can no longer distinguish where your being ends and the performance begins. When this happens, self-love plummets. You prioritize external validation and the approval of others over your own acceptance and inherent worth. You start believing your value lies in what you represent to others, your visible achievements, your recognized skills, not in your essence. This is a vicious, exhausting cycle that distances you from your capacity for unconditional self-love, because validation comes solely from without, not from within, from a place of certainty and authenticity. This disconnect from your authentic self can manifest in myriad ways, often subtle yet profoundly impactful. Perhaps you feel a constant fatigue, a sense of always acting, of having to maintain a performance, or a difficulty expressing your true opinions and feelings even to those closest to you. You might catch yourself saying yes when you mean no, just to avoid conflict, to maintain an image of good guy or good girl, of a pleaser or always helpful person. Each of these choices, though understandable on a social level, is a small sacrifice of your authenticity on the altar of external approval. And ironically, the more you adapt to be accepted, the more you doubt how much you're loved for who you truly are, not your adaptability. The question, what if they knew the real me, echoes, carrying a silent, persistent fear. But there's hope, an invisible thread pulling you back to your truth. Every time you feel a pull to be more genuine, to voice a true opinion, to follow your intuition, even if it means displeasing someone, causing a little discomfort, or going against expectations, it's your deepest self knocking at the door, clamoring for recognition and space. It's a whisper, a call to shed the shackles of external expectations and allow yourself to be who you truly are, without fear of judgment, without the need to please. It's a courageous act of self-love, reconnecting you with the truth that you already love yourself deeply. It's a step toward your inner freedom, your undeniable authenticity. Think of a time you allowed yourself to be vulnerable, perhaps sharing a struggle or an emotion you'd normally hide, or revealing a weakness you'd strive to mask. In those moments of radical authenticity, you not only shed a weight, a burden you'd been carrying, but also opened space for a deeper connection with yourself and, paradoxically, with others. This is your true self emerging, the part that wants you whole, not fragmented, the part that urges you to peel away the layers of artifice. It's a silent testament that, despite insecurities and external pressures, there's an undeniable drive within you toward truth, toward wholeness, toward a love that transcends any mask or performance. This quest for authenticity, for aligning with who you truly are, is one of the most powerful and undeniable gestures that you, deep down, love yourself more than you believe. It's your soul begging to be seen and loved by yourself first and foremost. Is there a part of you that you prefer not to see? That facet you hide, that causes you discomfort, maybe even shame? What if that part, that very part, held immense power for your completeness and your true freedom? This is your shadow, a potent Jungian concept representing all that we reject, that we hide in the deepest recesses of our being, that we deem bad, inadequate, or unacceptable. It's your most primal impulses, your deepest fears, the traits you've learned throughout your life to repudiate within yourself. Have you ever reacted unexpectedly to something with an intensity that surprised you, or felt irrational rage, envy, jealousy, and then berated yourself for it? These are echoes of your shadow manifesting, because everything you try to deny or repress eventually finds expression, often at the most inopportune moments or in ways beyond your control. Society, family, life experiences, and even the culture you inhabit teach us to repress certain traits from a very young age. Messages like, don't cry, be strong, don't be selfish, don't feel angry, always be positive, are internalized with such force that they contribute to your relegating to the dungeon of your psyche everything that doesn't fit the ideal of who you should be or who you strive to be. And there, in the darkness of that dungeon, these aspects don't magically disappear. On the contrary, they grow, strengthen, and often project onto others. Have you ever fiercely criticized a specific trait in someone that, deep down, you also possess or fear possessing, but refuse to accept in yourself? That's the shadow in action, an uncomfortable mirror reflecting your own internal rejections, showing you what you refuse to see in yourself. But what does this have to do with self-love? Everything. As long as you refuse to look at your shadow, as long as you try to escape it or vehemently deny it, a significant part of you will be in constant war with itself. This self-denial, this internal battle, is the opposite of love. Imagine you have an injured, frightened, perhaps even angry inner child, and you lock them in a dark room, ignoring their cries and emotional needs. That child is your shadow, and it needs to be embraced, understood, integrated, not punished, isolated, or silenced. It's an act of profound and revolutionary self-love, to acknowledge that all your parts, including those you consider shadowy or undesirable, are part of who you are. To truly love yourself fully and authentically, you need to love the totality of your existence, not just the good, pretty, or acceptable parts you show the world. Ignoring the shadow is ignoring a vital source of energy, creativity, and potential. Instead of something to be feared or banished, the shadow is, in fact, a reservoir of undeveloped qualities, untapped creative energy, personal power that you can mobilize and use constructively. Perhaps your shadow holds an aggressiveness that, if understood and channeled well, can become assertiveness to pursue your goals, to defend your boundaries, to innovate. Or perhaps it contains a profound sensitivity that, if recognized and accepted, can transform you into a more empathetic, intuitive person, more connected to others. By integrating the shadow, you don't become shadowy or evil, but rather more complete, more authentic, more capable of using all your facets for your personal growth and your truest expression in the world. You allow yourself to be human, with all your complexities and contradictions, without the exhausting need to maintain an unrealistic facade. It is in this process of acceptance and integration that you discover you want more than you imagine, because you are willing to confront the depths of your being in search of wholeness and your own most genuine truth. If this deep dive into the psyche is resonating with you, and you crave understanding the human soul's deepest layers, I extend a heartfelt invitation. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. The content to come is essential, transformative, for those seeking genuine, profound self-discovery. It'll guide you down paths few dare tread, towards your own unique truth. Ever felt a bone-deep connection to certain stories, characters from books, films, or even historical figures? A sense of ancient familiarity, something larger than yourself? That inexplicable pull towards a specific legend, a particular type of journey, a figure embodying potent power? This isn't mere coincidence or simple preference. Carl Jung gifted us the revolutionary concept of archetypes, universal patterns of thought, emotion, and behavior residing in our collective unconscious. a library of all human experience accessible to us all. Their innate programs, primordial forms shaping our perception of the world, others, and crucially ourselves. Think of the fearless hero, the all-knowing sage, the nurturing mother, the passionate lover, the rebellious outlaw. Each archetype carries specific energy, ancient wisdom you can access and manifest, an inner compass whispering possibilities at life's pivotal moments. When drawn to an overcoming story, for instance, it's your inner hero activating, reminding you of your inherent capacity to face challenges, conquer seemingly insurmountable obstacles, finding the courage to forge ahead despite fear. This connection isn't intellectual or superficial. It's visceral, a deep soul recognition. A voice echoing from your psyche's ancient depths, confirming you possess the strength, courage, and wisdom to navigate life. Fight for your convictions, rise after every fall. Acknowledging these archetypes' presence and influence is an act of profound self-love, connecting you to the vastness of human experience, your place within it, realizing you're not alone in your battles and triumphs, but part of something far greater, shared by humanity. Often our modern society, fixated on individualism and rationalism, distances us from this archetypal wisdom. We're taught to value the logical, quantifiable, concrete, dismissing the symbolic, mythical, intuitive, and collective. This prevents access to a rich wellspring of self-knowledge and meaning. Yet through these archetypes, you can access a deeper understanding of yourself, your hidden motivations, your life's journey. They serve as inner guides, compasses offering valuable insights into repetitive behavior patterns, deeper motivations, life purposes, even those still unclear. For example, a constant yearning for knowledge and truth, an intense desire to guide and teach, might signal an active sage archetype, indicating a profound capacity for discernment and wisdom-seeking. When you allow yourself to hear these archetypes' voices, recognize their energies in your life, you embrace greater wholeness and authenticity. You understand your struggles and triumphs aren't isolated, solely yours, but part of a larger tapestry of human experience, repeated across countless generations. This understanding gives you perspective, a profound sense of belonging, and reminds you of your inherent magnificence. Think of moments when you felt deep compassion for someone, an overwhelming urge to nurture and protect. That's the mother or caregiver archetype manifesting, revealing your innate ability to nourish and shield not just others, but yourself. Or when you're driven to create something beautiful, to express yourself artistically, to innovate, to breathe life into a new idea. That's the artist or creator archetype pulsing within you, signaling your inherent desire to shape your inner visions and manifest your unique brilliance into the world. It's an invitation to look beyond the obvious, to the universal truths residing within your own being, and to recognize that the yearning to evolve, to grow, to become who you truly are, is the strongest proof that you want more for yourself than you believe. Each time you draw inspiration from an ancient story, a myth, or a seemingly universally human behavioral pattern, you're accessing a part of yourself that's timeless, profound, and brimming with wisdom. This quest for meaning, for connection with something larger and older, for understanding the mysteries of existence, is a powerful testament to your inherent self-worth and your pursuit of wholeness, of your own fullness. It's your psyche tirelessly guiding you toward your own truth, your own heroic journey, a gesture of love transcending time and space, echoing through the ages and calling you to your own greatness. Have you felt an inner calling to be more authentic, to live a life that truly resonates with you, even if it means swimming against the tide, or even distancing yourself from old expectations? This is the process of individuation, the central and perhaps most profound concept in Jungian psychology. It's not about becoming an individual in the sense of being selfish or isolated from society, but about becoming a whole, an indivisible being, integrating all your parts, both conscious and unconscious, the light you show the world and the shadow you hide, your masculine and feminine sides, into a harmonious and authentic unity. It's the pursuit of your totality, your truest essence, allowing you to live in accordance with who you truly are, without internal fragmentation or the constant need to please others. This path isn't easy, and it's crucial you understand that. It's a constant confrontation with your own limitations, your deepest fears, your illusions about yourself and the world. You'll be challenged to question ingrained beliefs that have accompanied you since childhood, to abandon behavioral patterns that no longer serve you and only hold you back, and to embrace aspects of yourself that were previously unknown, repressed, or even rejected. It's a process demanding the courage to look inward, the self-compassion to handle what you find, and a brutal honesty with yourself, unfiltered and without self-deception. Think of a seed that, to blossom into a strong and vibrant plant, must break through the dark earth surrounding it, face the rain, the wind, and the intensity of the sun. The individuation process is similar. It requires you to expose yourself, to allow yourself to grow and transform, even in the face of discomfort and uncertainty, for it's in this space of vulnerability and challenge that the true and deepest transformation occurs. Along this path, you'll encounter your shadow, your most dominant archetypes, and the complex dynamics of your unconscious. But instead of being frightened by what you find, or trying to repress what emerges, you'll learn to dialogue with these parts, to understand them on a deeper level, to integrate them constructively. For instance, that trait you've always criticized in someone else or in yourself might actually be a reflection of something within you that needs acknowledging and processing, an energy waiting to be redirected. Or that recurring dream, seemingly nonsensical, could be a coded message from your unconscious, guiding you toward a truth or an inner need you haven't yet clearly perceived. This is true self-love in action, the capacity to fully embrace yourself, to acknowledge your flaws and virtues, your lights and shadows, and to love them all as integral and essential parts of who you are, without exclusions or harsh judgments. Individuation isn't a final destination to be reached and conquered, but a continuous living process, a lifelong journey of discovery. There's no definitive endpoint, only constant evolution. Every step you take toward your authenticity, every time you choose to be true to yourself, even if that choice is difficult and means going against others' expectations or societal norms, is a gesture of profound and undeniable self-love. It's living proof that you want yourself more than you believe, because you're willing to transform, to evolve, to become the most complete and genuine version of yourself, not the idealized version the world or you created. This tireless pursuit of wholeness, of psychic integrity, is the greatest expression of your love for yourself. A love manifested in your courage to be who you truly are, with all your facets. It's the assurance that, however lost or confused you might feel at times, there's an innate, powerful drive within you, pulling you toward your fullness, toward your true self. We arrive at the culmination of this journey, where all the pieces connect. True freedom and the deepest authenticity begin the moment you decide to stop running from the parts of yourself you've tried to hide or deny for so long. Integrating your shadow, not fearing it, but understanding and assimilating it, won't make you dark or evil, but rather more complete, more whole, more human in your totality. It's recognizing that all your experiences, all your emotions, all your selves, the masks you've worn to navigate the world, the light you radiate in your best moments, and the shadows you've hidden within, contribute to the unique and complex tapestry that is you. This radical self-acceptance, without trying to erase or deny any part, without judgment or condemnation, is the deepest, bravest, and most liberating act of self-love you can practice in your life. Do you see now, with this new perspective, how even in the moments you doubted yourself the most, when self-criticism was strongest and uncertainty seemed to overwhelm you, there was an unshakable force within you, an intrinsic desire to nurture yourself, to protect yourself, to become more whole? That's irrefutable proof that you want yourself more than you believe, and that this fundamental love has been present within you all along. Your acts of resilience, your relentless search for meaning, your deep yearning for authenticity, all these are concrete manifestations of that love residing within you, often hidden beneath layers of conditioning, but always present and active, guiding you. Think of your ability to heal from emotional wounds, to learn from past mistakes, to adapt to life's unexpected changes. Each of these actions is a direct reflection of how much you value your own existence, your well-being, and your continuous growth. Remember, self-love isn't selfishness. Far from it. It's actually the solid foundation for genuinely loving others, for building healthy and profound relationships, for living a life of purpose and meaning that aligns perfectly with your inner truth. When you fully embrace yourself, flaws and all, you become capable of offering the world your authentic essence, unmasked, unafraid, free from the constant need for external validation. It's a continuous journey, a daily practice of self-kindness, compassion and patience, a perpetual becoming, a process of self-discovery and transformation. Self-love isn't a destination to be reached and then forgotten, but a conscious way of living and relating to yourself. To continue this journey of self-discovery and deepen your understanding of the human mind and your own psyche, if you haven't already, I wholeheartedly invite you to subscribe to the channel right now. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss the upcoming explorations of the mind and the invaluable insights to come, as each new piece of content is another step on your path of personal discovery and transformation. And to go even deeper, to delve further into this topic and how your psyche manifests through signs you may not yet understand, I strongly recommend you watch our complimentary content on decoding your dreams and their symbols, available here on the channel. It will help you understand the deep secret messages your own mind is sending you. I conclude this exploration with a powerful and liberating reflection for you. Life doesn't ask you to be perfect in every detail, in every action, but to be whole. And your wholeness, with all its nuances, all your lived experiences, all your revealed truths and those yet to be uncovered, is the greatest proof that you love yourself more than you believe. Continue to practice self-knowledge, to integrate your parts, to embrace your shadow with compassion, and to hold your totality with love. You deserve this inner freedom, this fullness, this unconditional love that only you can give yourself and that already pulses within you.